As Vidura approached Maitreya. So Vidurji, after meeting Uddhavji at Prabhas Kshetra and hearing all the various pastimes of Lord Krishna within the Vrindavan and out of the Vrindavan, then Vidurji is now approaching Maitreya Rishi. But before that, how he approaches Maitreya Rishi, that is mentioned here in this shloka. So, here in this shloka, you can repeat after me. Uddhava Uvacha Uddhava Uvacha. So Uddhavji is saying to Vidurji, Atha te tad anugnata Bhuktva pitva cha varunim Bhuktva pitva cha varunim Taya vibramshita gnata Taya vibramshita gnana Durukter marmapaspashru Pashpashru Durukter marmapaspashru Pasprashaha, touched. So Uddhava said, thereafter all of them, the descendant of Vrishni and Bhoja, being permitted by the Brahmanas, partook of the remnants of Prashad and also drank Varuni, which is a liquid made up of rice. By drinking, all became delirious and bereft of knowledge, they touched the cores of each other's heart with harsh words. Hare Krishna. तो हमने देखा कि सब यदुवंशी और वृष्णि के डिसेंडेंट वृष्णि भोज डायनेस्टी की सब जो वंशज थे सब कहाँ आए? प्रभास क्षेत्र आए। प्रभास क्षेत्र आके क्या किया उन्होंने? तो उन्होंने गंगा में स्नान किया, सरस्वती में स्नान किया, वहाँ से फिर उन्होंने सब दान दक्षिणा किया, काफ़ी डोनेशन दिया, हमने पढ़ा इसके पहले। क्या क्या डोनेशन में दिया? गौवे दिया, एलिफेंट्स, गोल्ड कॉइन्स, गोल्ड ऑर्नामेंट्स और प्रसादम दिया, बहुत सारा दान दक्षिणा किया। और फिर क्या हो गया? तो उनको प्रसाद भी दिया गया, उनको खाने के लिए जो ब्राह्मण थे उन्होंने उनको प्रसाद भी दिया। सब प्रसाद दिया। और उसके बाद उन्होंने क्या किया? तो उन्होंने एक लिक्विड पिया, उसका नाम था वरुणी। ये वरुणी जो है ये एक राइस में से बनाया जाता है। लोग कहते हैं दारू, लेकिन ये दारू नहीं है। वरुणी एक प्रकार का लिक्विड है जो पहले के ज़माने में लोग लेते थे। इट इज़ नॉट लाइक अल्कोहल, इट्स नॉट, इट इज़ समथिंग लाइक बार्ली हो सकता है। इट्स मेड अप ऑफ राइस. But then what happened is that by drinking they all became delirious. Delirious means that they lost the orientation to the present time. And then what happened is that in that delirious condition they started talking harsh words. यहाँ लिखा है कि दुरुक्ते मर्म पस्पश्रु, तो ऐसे शब्द बोले कि जो अपने हार्ट को पियर्स कर जाए, हृदय को भेद के चले जाए। ऐसे कहते हैं ना कि बाण, शब्द के बाण, तो ऐसे ऐसे शब्द एक दूसरे को बताए उन्होंने क्योंकि उनका जो दिमाग है उसके ऊपर वो जो वारुणी है उसका असर हो गया था और फिर उसमें से उनका युद्ध हो गया। तो यहाँ पे प्रभुपाद जी परपट में लिखते हैं, इन ceremonies when Brahmanas and Vaishnavas are sumptuously fed, the host partakes of the remnants of foodstuff after the guest has given permission. So the descendant of Vrishni and Bhoja formally took permission from Brahmana and ate the foodstuff prepared. Kshatriyas are permitted to drink certain occasions. So all of them drink a kind of liquid made up of rice, which is varuni. By such drinking, they all became delirious and bereft of sense. जैसे एक इसमें ये जब शिवरात्रि आती है तो लोग एक लिक्विड पीते हैं, उसका नाम है भांग। वही प्रकार भंग या जो भी है, जो गांजा टाइप का ही रहता है वो, लेकिन ये डिफरेंट है। दिस इज राइस लिक्विड, राइस वाटर सॉर्ट ऑफ, but it has this delirious effects. So all of them, so they drank so much that they forgot their relationship with one another and used the harsh words which touched the cores of each other's heart. Drinking is so harmful that even such highly cultured family became affected by intoxication and can forget themselves in a drunken state. So कोई भी प्रकार का नशा, intoxication is not good for your health. Even it might be varuni, it might be alcohol, it might be any other liquid, or liquid or solid or whatever it is, which delirium, which creates your confusion in your brain, you should not take it. Actually, all these intoxicants like tea and coffee also has an effect on your brain. So that is why Prabhupada ji always said that never drink tea and coffee, never drink alcohol, never drink any intoxication. What is intoxicant? Intoxicant is something which stimulates your brain. So we should avoid those things. The descendants of Vrishni and Bhoja were not expected to forget themselves in this way, but by the will of Supreme it happened, and thus they became harsh towards one another. तो भगवान की इच्छा थी, तो उन्होंने ये वरुणी पी ली, और वरुणी पीने के बाद क्या हुआ, तो उनका आपस में झगड़ा हो गया। एक्चुअली में बहुत सारा खाना खाना ये भी एक प्रकार का नशा ही है। जब हम बहुत खाना खा लेते हैं तो क्या होता है, हमारा दिमाग काम नहीं करता है, फिर हम नींद आती है। यू शुड नॉट ईट, वन शुड नॉट ईट टू मच so that it has effect on your brain also. Actually, when you eat too much, it becomes sort of like a poison in your body. So आहार निद्रा भय मैथुनंच, वो ये जो खाना है, too much eating is not good. Too much drinking, anything in too much. It's said in Nectar of Instruction that vacho vegam manaso krodha vegam jiva vegam udara prastha vegam एतान वेगान्यो विषयत धीरा सर्वम अपिमाम पृथ्वी सशिष्याद। तो क्या कहते हैं कि जो अपना वाचा कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं, टंग, तो टंग यानी क्या, तो बात करना, वट एवर यू स्पीक, इफ यू कैन कंट्रोल इट देन इट इज गुड। Otherwise, if you speak unnecessarily, sometimes people are talking about the politics and you jump into that debate. And when you talk nonsense, then there is argument. And then what happens? Then there is a fight. Or you say something and others don't feel comfortable. Then they say something and you don't feel comfortable. Then why should we engage in such useless talks? Unnecessary. Drow, they do drow. Like frogs, they do drow in the rainy season. And when they drow, actually they are doing this to attract female frog. But actually, because of that sound, other wild animals get attracted and they attack the frog. So we should not talk unnecessary. Then vacho vegam manaso krodha vegam. So here you can see they talk unnecessary, then pierce each other's heart. Then they start fighting. Then Krodha Vegam. Krodha means anger. We should control our anger. If you get disturbed, what do you do? If you become angry, when you are angry, you don't stay at that place. You leave that place, and leave that place and go somewhere else. If somebody tries to irritate you and you become angry, don't stay there. Because if you are angry, you will say something or you will do something which will create another problem. You see? So we should not be in that place. If somebody disappoints you, just leave that place. Yeah, we should be really concerned about the things, what we are doing, what we are drinking, what we are eating. So Vacho Vegam, Manso Kridha Vegam, Jiva Vegam. Vega means your desire to enjoy, hmm, or desire to do something. So
in Tamil, Vegam means fast.
Vega also means speed, but here the Veg means the Icha, hmm, or your willingness to do something. So you should control your speech, control your mind, control your anger, then control your tongue also while you are eating. Vacho Vegam, Manso Krodha Vegam, Jiva Vegam. Jiva means taste. Jiva means taste. This tongue is very voracious. Among all the organs, the tongue is the most dangerous actually. Because all the problem starts with tongue.
Yeah.
Either you eat too much sweet or whatever, the oily or fried, or your health deteriorates with that. Or your tongue speaks unnecessary and creates a problem. So we should be very careful when we speak. Actually, we should not speak anything other than Hare Krishna Mahamantra actually. This is a crazy thing we talk about, husband, wife, they will talk to each other and sometimes there is unnecessary talk. And then what happens? There is a fighting. Husband says something, wife says something, or two friends, unnecessary they are like कभी कभी मजाक करते हैं एक दूसरे का, लोग एक दूसरे का इतना मजाक करते हैं, then unnecessary talk leading to problem. Also, unnecessary hearing is also a problem. One is talking and the second is hearing. We hear unnecessary things in the life. People are talking something, there are this social media talking something, and it's all going in our brain. So we have to avoid these stupid things, like it's not required. Why are we wasting our life? So Vacho Vegam, Manaso Krodha Vegam, Jiva Vegam, Udara Prastha Vegam. Then control. Udara Prastha Vegam means controlling your sexual desires. So people have this desires with the opposite gender. So that has to be controlled. Etan vegan yo vishayet धीरा. तो अगर कोई ये सब कंट्रोल कर सकता है तो क्या होता है? सर्वाम अपिमान पृथ्वी से शिष्या, तो पूरे दुनिया का जगत गुरु बन सकता है वो. क्योंकि कंट्रोल किए बिना कोई गुरु नहीं बन सकता है. अगर कोई गुरु है और अगर वो अपनी जीवा कंट्रोल नहीं कर सके, इफ ही कैनॉट कंट्रोल हिज माइंड, अ गुरु हु इज एंग्री, देन ही कैनॉट बी गुरु. A guru has to be really controlled. And a guru who has no control over his tongue, no control over his speech, no control over his mind, then that person cannot be guru. So Rupa Goswami writes here that one who can control all this can only be guru and can make disciples all over the world. So we have to control our eating habits. So how do you control your eating habits? Lord Shri Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that we should eat only prasadam. If you eat something which is not offered to Krishna, then that is a sinful activity. Second, even if you eat prasadam, it has to be controlled. Yukta ahar vyarasya, yukta chetasya karmasu, yukta swapna bodhasya yogo bhavati dukkha. So kya hai? Yukta means controlled. So not too much, not too less. Everything has to be in a balanced manner. If you eat too much, then there is a risk of obesity, diabetes, ये सब होता है. Obesity, diabetes ये सब उससे होता है. और then if you eat too less, then there is a malnutrition. So you should have balance. Then yukta ahara viharasya. Viharasya means entertainment. Entertainment has to be controlled. what entertainment are we doing, it's very controlled. Then yukta chetasya karmasu. So your working habits has to be controlled, not working too much. Like some people work 20 hours, 24 hours. It's crazy. People
Why
are.
Guru Maharaj का body ऐसे video दिया था?
Oh, that is some physical thing. Physical. We should. That is different. Physical. Some people have some physical element right from the birth, or because of some deficiency. That is another thing. Disease तो सबको होता है देखिए. So everybody's body is liable for disease. But if you control the dietary habits, probably you may not get the disease early. Old age, so everybody gets the disease, something or other. But I have seen people in the old age until their life, end of the life, they are healthy and like they are doing everything by themselves, very strong, moving here and there. Like I know, I've seen my grandmother. Um, she was like 90 years and she was like doing everything by herself, like cleaning the pots, cooking, everything. So I've seen healthy aged people also. Like I've seen some of my still in currently some of our family members. They are like 85, 86-year old. My wife's uncle, he is 85, 86, and he is still walking and driving by himself. Even in one of my teacher, he is almost in his 90s, and he is in America. He drives the car by himself. So there are so many people who are healthy also because they have controlled. They are eating very less actually. Their diet is very controlled diet. Their habits are controlled. That is why they do not have any disease. So vacho vegam, manso krodha vegam. So we have to control everything, and then we have to control our sleeping also. Yukta ahar viharasya, yukta chetasya karmasu, yukta swapna bodhasya. Swapna bodhasya means your sleeping habits. So we should not sleep too much and too less. We should eat. Sleeping is required between 6 to 7, at the maximum 8 hours sometimes, if you are not well. But between that time is healthy. If you sleep too less, also is not good. Then some people get headache and you don't feel fresh. So our sleeping habits also should be controlled. Then our life will be easy. Otherwise, if you do something unnecessary, then life will be no problem. So here we can see that these Yaduvamshis, they drank liquid which is called Varuni. Varuni, anything intoxicant should be avoided. And even this was the mistake by Yaduvamshis also. Now, not a mistake, you can say this was a plan of Lord Krishna so that he can finish and take them everybody back home. But still, the lesson for us is that we should control our tongue, control our habits of eating and drinking, and control what we speak actually. Because this is what created the problem here. They drank something and then दुरुक्तिर मर्म परस्पशु. हाँ, तो उन्होंने ऐसे ऐसे शब्द कहे एक दूसरे को कि एक दूसरे से युद्ध हो गया उनका. सो हम जब बोले हैं तो हमें बड़े मीठे वचन बोलने चाहिए. ऐसा नहीं कि हम कुछ किसी को बुरा लग जाए. वी हैव टू बी वेरी वेरी कंसिडरेट व्हेन वी स्पीक. अगर किसी को हम कुछ कहना भी है, इफ़ यू वांट टू क्रिटिसाइज समबडी और point out their mistake, then it should be like a sandwich method. Sandwich method यानी कि थोड़ा अच्छा बताइए. हाँ, थोड़ा कोई पहले अच्छा बताइए, फिर उसके बाद उसको थोड़ा उनका मिस्टेक भी बताइए, फिर और एक उनके हर एक में अच्छी क्वालिटी रहती है ना. So you have to find a good quality in that person, then tell him that you can improve upon here, and then again supplement with one good quality of that person. Then that person doesn't feel bad about it. Otherwise, if you just point out somebody's mistake all the time, then what will happen? That person will feel really bad, like this guy is always finding my mistakes. So try to find the good points in that person, right? So if somebody is very sincere, very honest, humble, but he has some problem, that he is forgetting, for example. He's forgetful. So what do? You say you're very sincere, but you're forgetting this. So can you please make sure you write it down? And you come always on time. So that's a really good feature of yours. And if you do this, then you will improve a lot. So now here is the thing. You told him that you are sincere. Then you pointed out his mistake, that is forgetting the things. So you gave a suggestion that can you please write it down so that you don't forget. And then add one more supplementary, that okay, yeah, you if you do this and you are coming on time also, then it all will be really good. So in this way we have to be really kind and considerate when we talk, because वो कहते हैं कि शरीर के घाव भर जाते हैं, लेकिन जो हृदय में जो घाव लग जाता है वो भरता नहीं है ना. So if you injure somebody physically, then that injury can be healed. But if you injure somebody with the words which are very sharp, ये जो आप बता रहे हैं ना यहाँ पे पस्पश पस्पृशः, पस्पृश यानी कि टचिंग. So words are very touching actually. We have to be very careful when we speak. So if you say nice things to someone, those are also touching. And if you say bad things, they're also touching. But the touch is different, like harsh touch and the soft touch. So when you say nice words, then it's real. And Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says to Arjuna that we should not disturb anyone and we should not get disturbed by anyone. We should not disturb anyone by words. Like if somebody is not believing in Bhagavad Gita or somebody does not believe in Lord Krishna, we should not disturb that person, because let the person live alone. Why should we interfere if he is not interested in Krishna consciousness? We just should be very kind and if he is not interested, we should not. If he is interested, yes, we'll talk about Krishna like that. So in this way, we have to be very careful in our behavior, because our behavior is affecting our Krishna consciousness. अगर हम भगवान की तरफ जाना चाहते हैं तो हमें हो सके उतना व्याधि कम रखनी है, थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम कम रखना है ब्रेन में. तो इसलिए किसी के साथ आर्ग्यूमेंट करेंगे तो हमारा जब खराब हो जाएगा. अगर किसी से आपका आर्ग्यूमेंट हो गया तो क्या हो जाएगा, उसका सीधा इफेक्ट आपके जब के ऊपर होने वाला है. तो जब आप जब करेंगे, व्हेन यू आर चैंटिंग, देन यू विल रिमेंबर ओ ऐसा ऐसा आर्ग्यूमेंट हो गया, तो फिर आपका जब खत्म हो गया वो दिन का, पूरा दिन ही चला गया आपका. So we have to be very careful that we don't want to lose any second of our life which is for Krishna consciousness. So if you eat too much, then you will feel sleepy and you will not be able to chant Krishna's name, or you won't be able to hear, or you won't be able to read. If you are sleeping too much, Uddhav saying to Vidurji, Uddhav is saying, through these incidences we learn something, like, so if we sleep too much, then we will not get enough time for Krishna consciousness. If we work too much, our time will be limited for Krishna consciousness. So we have to be really balanced so that we have enough time for all the activities, and then we continue our progress in Krishna consciousness.